Hello folks, this has gone Spy. The Spy will come to you live for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the Sith Lords, as we have finally escaped Paragus, which resulted in its destruction because we had to destroy it in order to clear the field and to destroy the Republic ship. With any luck, the bastard that cut off Krea's hand had been killed in the explosion if we're lucky. Which probably wouldn't be the case because during the duration we spent on that ship, we've noticed the escape pods are still there. So, best chance is that he must have used one of them to escape the blast and must have survived. And if that were true, we probably have not seen the last of him. That guy gives me a whole new creeps about him. And I've been wanting to kick his ass for a while because learning the fact that he is responsible for firing his lasers on the Ebon Hawk and causing its destruction, almost of its destruction if it weren't for T3's expertise. And speaking of which, Krea has mentioned that the enemy that she keeps on speaking of is the Sith, and it has returned, and they are hunting us because they somehow, for some reason, believed us to be the last of the Jedi, even though that we were exiled from the Jedi Order for joining in the Mandalorian Wars for a decade. So, and the recent now in the last game, I've learned about Dantooine's Jedi Academy's destruction because of Darth Malik's fleet fired upon it and took many Jedi bodies into the Star Forge to gain strength and power from the fallen Jedi. But as you know from the last series, Revan Heskal's spy was able to stop him. So, yeah. And the fact that the Jedi Temple on Coruscant's also gone as well, so the Sith has really returned with vengeance upon the galaxy. And we're going to be debating our next move, so we're actually getting some R&R here on the Ebon Hawk from having to deal with a lot of recent events going on in Paragus and the Harbinger and the encounterment with that Sith Lord. And the fact we can take this opportunity to check up on Krea as she just lost her arm, so he's going to be back on this ship again in his pride and glory. Better check on the security door. HK? Oh my god. Looks like this is the remains of HK unit, but very much older, more corded than the one you encounter on Paragus. Its power core still carries the charge, but a number of critical parts appears to be missing. I bet if we somehow repair the parts, HK-47 will be operational, and he'll be most likely to join us. Let's see the dinos of him. It looks like he's been missing 4 critical components, a droid processor, a replacement droid chassis, the control cluster that's supposed to store the chassis, and its full vocabulary term. Alright, here's the vocabulary that we took from that HK-50 from Paragus. Alright, we still need 3 more to get him complete, which will be a very long, tiring journey. This is the medical bay where Jolie Bendo, a very old black man Padawan that gives out wisdom of his adventures journeys before gone into the Jedi Order, has some crazy adventures as he cracks some insane jokes about it. Never thought I'd be missing that. The cargo bay is a lot different than last time. For one, it doesn't have it as super brighter anymore. Well, here's one thing that hasn't been changed. Alright. If Kreia wants to send herself, I know the one place that she could be able to get some peace and quiet, and that's the bunk beds.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give.
Kreia, I come to check up on you and to tell you something. When you lost your hand, I felt it too.
That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
I'm sorry for your loss, Kreia. It's not exactly the first time I've seen someone to lose a hand like that.
Save your pity. I am here to save you, not the other way around.
Look, if we're going to be traveling together, we need to learn how to work together.
I do not need your condescension or your lectures. If anyone needs training and guidance, it is you.
If I need a teacher, then you need to teach me. But there's more to it than that. The pain I felt when you lost your hand. What if it had become more intense? But more importantly, how is this even possible that we're able to share the same pain?
I do not know. I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme.
More extreme? I felt like my hand was dipped in the more carbines. And what kind of consequences do you mean? Death?
Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
Then what can we do? I do not wish to place you at risk, and if we're going to be able to prevent this next tragedy to happen, then we need to work together and try to be careful until we can fix this problem.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paracas.
But how could this bond even happen in the first place?
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
That explains how I was able to receive the force speed or the force energy that you've been displaying. A force chain ability. That explains it.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as As we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
So, what do we need to do now?
I do not know. The Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it.
But there has to be some place we can go.
It does not matter where we go. It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough.
Where we are bound again?
The planet Telos, decimated by the Sith during the Jedi Civil War. Before the war, Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy not as Jedi Knights but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see.
And if we find no trace of the Jedi teachings on Telos to help us, what happens next?
Then I am left with nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet what comes.
There's other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
I need to know more about the Sith that is hunting us, the ones we encounter in the Harbinger, and the one that cut your hand.
These Sith, they seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split.
There was another Jedi Civil War.
Yes, the Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith, but in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did.
But the Sith that we fought here, that we fought at Paragus and the Harbinger, seem very different. Do they follow Malak's path?
In a manner of speaking, they are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked.
I've just never seen these Sith assassins like those on the Harbinger.
I believe them to be the result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragus, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come.
You mean to tell me that those Sith assassins gets a lot stronger if they somehow gets near a Force sensitive, like a Jedi or something? God. Okay. There are other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
Speaking about the Force, when we're on Paragus, I could somehow feel the Force. How is it even possible?
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
No, it's like a whisper at the edge of hearing, like an echo.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
Wait, you're saying that the Jedi did this to me?
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
But to be able to cut one off from the Force? It's like losing a part of yourself. What makes you you? Like losing all of your senses at once?
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
Then there must be a way to reverse what they have done? Is there a way to be able to do something about this?
It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
But you said it's possible? Can you tell me how? I need to somehow reconnect to the Force. I need to know what's been done to me. I need to know if the Jedi Order really did this.
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again. And if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
I will honor whatever teaching of the training you wish to give me.
Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning. Do that, and perhaps we shall survive this thing, you and I. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
Very well then. I will welcome whatever aid that you be able to offer. And if your training brings me power, brings me closer to the Force, I will listen.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you, through my words and presence.
And there's no question I need answering.
Ask, and I will answer.
What? Can you tell me what has happened since the Mandalorian Wars? Like the recent Jedi Civil War? A lot has happened since I've... But I've heard only rumors?
Much has happened in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5.
Tell me about what happened after the war.
As you know, Revan and Malak went to war against the Mandalorians, and you followed under Revan's banner. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic.
And then that was the Jedi Civil War came then.
Revan and Malak, and all the Jedi that served them, turned against the Republic and the Jedi Order. Jedi fought Jedi. Revan was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak
Jedi strike
continued to
team?
wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that bleed still.
Just how exactly were Darth Malak and the Sith were defeated?
As all Sith do without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi, returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War.
But what exactly happened to Revan 5 years ago?
After defeating Malak, Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where he has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now, I do not know.
So Revan saved the Republic?
It would seem that way from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive.
Okay then. Then we must do what we can until it has a chance to recover from the war.
A culture's teachings, and most importantly the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict, they find themselves or find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive.
Can anything that be done to be able to help the Republic? They still recover from the Jedi Civil War, and since the Sith returned, they do not know of the enemy return.
We shall see. The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you.
Why is this threat directed against me? What do you mean? Wait, is this because I'm the last of the Jedi?
The Republic was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness to come.
The darkness to come? That man that you faced against that caused you to lose a hand spoke about darkness? I understand. Well, I'll be damned if the galaxy is going to be taken over by the Sith and the Republic to be reduced to ruins. There's one more other question I need to ask.
Ask, and I will answer.
I think I've heard enough for now.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit, and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
Will do. I'll go see him now. Not bad. I think I still have an influence edge here with Kreia. Alright, well folks, I'm going to need to put a stop to here and talk to these messages, folks. So this has gone Spy, the Spy. Sign off for now. I'll be right back after these messages. And remember, the Force is within us all.